Ah, fuck it, I have time, let's do it. I had checked for videos. I got time. Let's do it. Kingdom Nobles. This is just a version of that for the Church of Ceros, for the Kingdom of Fargus. Do you want me to be done?
No, do all the letters you have to do.
Alright, House Bladeed. The house claims Bladeed of the Ten Elites as his ancestor and has ruled the kingdom for over 400 years, ever since Lugh, the King of Lions, claimed victory in the War of the Eagle and Lion in 751. This secured the kingdom's independence from the Etruscan Empire, after which Lugh was crowned its inaugural king by the Church of Ceros. House Bladeed resides in Ferdiad, the kingdom capital, claiming all of the surrounding territory as its domain, and many of the fiefdoms in the north of Fodlan as its vassals. With the passing of King Lambert in 1176, his older brother, Grand Duke Rufus of Etha, assumed the burden of ruling the kingdom in the young crown prince's stead. Even still, strife and disorder continued to plague the land. House Fardalius. This house of dukes claimed Fardalius of the Ten Elites as its ancestor. It is one of the most ancient houses on record, even amongst kingdom nobility. It is said that Kaifon, the sworn friend of Lugh, the King of Lions, was also related to House Fardalius. House Gautier. This house is the Margraves, claims Gautier of the Ten Elites as its ancestor. Its territory lies in the northernmost reaches of the kingdoms. As such, it is safeguarded kingdom territory against incursions by the people of Serene region for over 200 years. Impressive. House Sharon. This house is of counts claims Sharon of the Ten Elites as its ancestor. Tasked with negotiating between the resistance armies and the Church of Ceros during the War of the Eagle and Lion, the head of the House Sharon continues the tradition of the ceremonial competition within the kingdom. House Galatea. When House Daphnel, once of the cornerstone of the Leicester Alliance, was divided into two over the inheritance feud, half of them defected to Fargus and established House Galatea, which was granted the noble title of Count. Much of its territory consists of a frigid wasteland, where a severe famine occurred in the early 170s. House Rowe. A noble house that once held territory in the Northern Empire when the fortress city of Arianhold. When the fortress city of Arianhold was constructed within its domain, it revolted against the Empire and pledged the entirety of its territory, including Arianhold, to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. For this contribution, it was awarded the title of Count, which is House Rowe. House Clayman. This house originally held no more than a lordship over a single castle in the west of the kingdom, but it has awarded the noble title of Viscount for its great success in the subjugation of the Dusker region in 1176. Afterwards, it was granted the Dusker region as its feudal estate. Alright, here we go, the Alliance Nobles. House Regan. The leading house of the Leicester Alliance and the descendants of one of the Ten Elites and the Crescent Moon War of 881. They spearheaded the move toward independence from the kingdom, as well as the establishment of the Republic by its former vassal. House Reagan. They held the esteemed responsibility of leading the Alliance Round Table ever since that day. The position of this house of the Dukes relies on the noble rank bestowed upon it by the kingdom, well before the Alliance's founding. The current Duke Reagan's heir, Godfried, died in an accident while on duty. While he did leave behind a surviving daughter, she is presently unaccounted for.
We can assume that was Edelgard.
House Regan? No. That daughter went to Elmira to create...
Shez.
Nope. Claude.
Oh.
That daughter of Godfrey,
Yeah.
that was Claude's mother.
Oh.
See how that turned out. House Goneril, descendants of one of the 10 elites, is a military house that is chiefly tasked with military strikes and defense against the Almiran army, mostly due to its territories positioned in east. Lord Holst, the next head of the house, is widely renowned as the Alliance's bravest general. House Ordelia, a house of counts with the land in the east of Leicester Alliance territory. In 1167, it was involved in House Hiram's rebellion, and the Empire retaliated by repeatedly meddling in the house's eternal affairs, leading to a sharp decline in its noble standing. House Gloucester, descendants of one of the 10 elites, this house of counts hails from southern Leicester territory. The current head of the house is ambitious, excels at public relations, and has an influential voice among the 5 noble families, with voting rights at the Leicester Alliance Round Table, second only to House Regan. House Edmund, a house of margraves with land in the north of the Leicester territory. Its beneficial trade policies, emphasizing fair use of its personal harbors, have awarded the house of a great deal of clout, to such a degree that it eventually accepted into the ranks of the 5 great lords of the Alliance. Their current head of the house is a renowned orator. House Daffnell, 5 descendants of one of the 10 elites, formerly among the great 5 lords of the House of the Alliance. It lost much of its power due to the eternal discord. For the last several generations, no head of House Daffnell has borne a crest. In spite of this, it still maintains its status as a noble family. A report on Abyss. Some kind of passage. This will require further investigation. It has also come to light that for several years now, a house down here has taken in students who could not remain in the academy. The house is known as the Asian Wolves. Most of them are formerly academy students, but as they lack any sort of proper professor, the so-called house is more reminiscent of an association of dropouts. The residents frequently mention 4 students in particular. Their names are Yuri, Constance, Happy, and Balthus. The church, an old report of some kind. Hardly any of it is legible. Letter of an Abyss resident. Moved to Burrow Street recently. I've got to know the Asian Wolves class. Apparently, they're ex-academy students who banded together to form their own house underground. Balthus, Constance, Yuri, Happy. Strange bunch, but they seem alright. Especially Balthus's money. A letter written with messy handwriting on stained paper. A letter from the Abyss Keeper. It's been a while. As usual, I have something to report again today. I mentioned the Asian Wolves before, right? They're a group of kids that missed out on graduating from the Officers Academy up on the surface. I wrote that 3 of them in particular seemed like they'd be trouble. Well, make it 4. Yuri, Happy, Constance, and now Balthus. All of them are a real headache. That said, they're definitely keeping me on my toes. Just the other day, we found a huge hole leading up to the monastery. We had to hurry and push a boulder in front of it. A densely written letter in distinctively spiky handwriting. Huh.
We got a little bit more.
Yes, we do. See you guys later.